Single argument. Let's do some examples of the range function where we give a single argument to the range function. So the very first example will be example number 1, where we have for number in range of 5. Take the print of number. If you run it, you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at here, this range is the range function. We take the range of 5. Look at here, we have used for loop here. For numbers, what is number? Number is the identification, is the name for the single element like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. They are represented with the name of number. So we take the range of 5, which means the range of 5, and then put colons, press the enter button, you will get a new line from here. Take the print of number. Whatever name you have here, you have to put it here. For example, if you have for A, you have to put print of A. If you have for X, you have to put the print of X. Since we have for number, therefore we're going to put print of number. When you run it, you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the output. Now look at here. The range is 5, which are 5 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have total 5 elements here because the range is 5. Now make sure 5 is not included. That specific number is not included in the list because we are starting from the 0. We are not starting from the 1. We are starting from the 0. Therefore, we need 5 elements here. 5 elements, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, when you go back to the definition where we have learned that during each iteration, a new element is created. The object gives a new element. For example, first the for loop iterates of this range, 0, and then it iterates one more time. It creates a new element which is 1, and then it iterates for the third time, which creates the third element which is 2. It is also new. Then it iterates for the fourth time to create the fourth element which is 3, and then for the fifth time creates the fifth element which is 4 here. So during each iteration it gives a new element. That's what range function does. Now look at here. At the same time, we have also learned that it is very helpful if we have plenty of items. If we have more items, then it is better to use the range function. For example, if I have 500 objects, 500 items, like for example range of 500, which means that I have to put 500 items in a list, which will be very hectic. To make a list of 500 elements, therefore to avoid of this, we use the range function. We simply put range of 500, and when you run it, you will get all those 500 elements in the output by simply put the range function. Now make sure if you don't use the range function, you have to put all those 500 elements like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 500 in a list, in a single list, which is not possible to put here such a long list of 500 items. So why not we use the range function simply to put range of 500? It will give the same output here. That's why we say that range function is very helpful if we have plenty of items. If we have many items, then we need to use the range function instead of putting all those elements in a single list. So I hope you got the point now. And one more thing, we have put a single argument. This is the argument. This 5 is the argument. That's why we call it single argument. We pass single argument to the range function. Therefore, we call it single argument range function. I'm going to take again the same example where at this time I will put item for item in range of 5 and then print of item. If you run it, you will get back the same output. As I told you, this is just the name which represents the individual item of the list like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are represented by the item name. Whether you put A, B, C, Y, whatever you want, it is just the name. It is just a matter of the name. In some books you may come across with the item for item in range. In some books you may come across with the number like for number in range. In some books you may see for A in range, for X in range, for Y in range. So don't worry, this is just the name. This is just the name of the individual item. Last time we had for number in range of 5. This time we have for item in range of 5 and then print of item. But make sure if you put item here, you have to put item here for the print function. If it is X, you have to put X. If it is Y, you have to put Y. So when you run it, you will get back the same output. Now look at here. There is no difference in the output. Whether you put item or whether you put number, the output will be exactly the same. So we got the same 5 items here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, sometimes you may see for I in range of 5, print of I. Again, when you run it, you will get the same output. I repeat this thing once again. This is just the name. This is just the name which represents the individual item of the list. Like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are represented by the name I. So whether you put I, A, X, item, number, it is exactly the same. But if you put I here, you have to put print of I. If you put X here, you have to put print of X. Now when you run it, you will get the same output what we achieved last time with the item and with the number. So the output will be the same. Therefore, it doesn't affect the process. The name doesn't affect the process here. You can put I, you can put item, you can put number, you can put A, you can put B, you can put X, whatever you want, you can put it. Example number 2. For number in range of 9, print of number, run the program, you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the output. Again, we used the for loop here. Now look at here, we have total 9 items here. Range of 9 means that 9 items. So it is a single argument. We have passed a single argument inside the range function. That's why we call it single argument range function. For loop will iterate on each and every single item here in this range of 9 and will give the print of a new item on each iteration. First it iterates for the number in this range. It gives 0, and then it iterates for the second time, which gives another element which is 1. It is a new element, and then it iterates for the third time to give another third new item which is 2, and then it iterates for the fourth time to give another fourth new item which is 3, up to 8. So during each iteration, it gives a new element here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And make sure 9 is not included. This 9 is not included here because the number of items starts from the 0 here. So we have total 9 items. Range of 9 means 9 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have total 9 items. Why we don't have 9 here? Because it starts from the 0. If you started from the 0, 9 items will be up to 8, not 9. That's why 9 is not included. Again, as I told you, it is very helpful. Range function is very helpful if you have many items. For example, if you have more items here like 100, 50, 60, 100, 500, 1000, it is very hard to adjust all those items in a single list. There are two ways. Whether you use the range function or put all those elements in a single list. I don't think so. It is very easy to put 500 or 1000 items in a single list here. So better to use the range function like range of 500, range of 1000, range of 5000. It will give the same output. All the 500 or all the 1000 items will be printed in the output when you use the single range function here.